Okay, I bought the Metabo WEVF 10-125 quick inox, made in Germany. Let's not confuse the one also called Metabo, made in China. Big difference. This is the 5-inch. And the difference between 5-inch and the standard 4.5 is a 1/2 inch. Now I really like the 5-inch because I've been out there testing it, and it gives you a 1/2 inch additional reach for those really hard to reach places. For example, there is no way I'm going to reach a standard grinder down in here, not even remotely close, not even a little bit. And I can hit the sides of it, and this is without a guard on it, even though you should always have a guard on it. This is without the guard on it, so you get a little bit more reach, but you can't get it in there at all. See that? You can get a little bit in the corner. This is a 45-degree angle here. But with the Metabo, I guess they call them, some call them a pancake, others call them a flat top. I'm not sure what they're called, but you see this? You can get all the way completely into that 45-degree angle. Now, in the past, what I would do when I wanted to grind out in these small, hard-to-reach places like that, I would break out my DeWalt die grinder and painstakingly, a little at a time, just get in here and grind that weld out and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you never really could get that really smooth finish that I like. You just couldn't do it, or at least I couldn't do it. So I got to thinking, there's gotta be a better way to do that, to get in those small, hard to reach areas. And so I started looking online, and I couldn't find anything. And then I just happened to come across this grinder on Amazon. Now they're like $100 more than your standard grinder, but for a reason. Now, as many of you know, I've been experimenting around, farting around, killing the winter, part of the winter, building these rocket stoves. And that's not what this video is about, but I was building this new creation of a rocket stove and trying to perfect it. The things like the air intake was too long, and you know, it worked fine, but I felt it wasn't getting enough air. And so I've been fooling around with this thing, and I wanted to make, like, I have a round pipe into a 4-inch square tubing there, and I wanted to make it flow, especially after I painted it, to all look seamless. And I was using this die grinder, and it wasn't, I mean, it worked. It worked fine. I didn't like the way that you had all of the smooth grinds come into like this sort of rough look. So that's when I found these Metabo flathead grinders. I guess they make 2 or 3 different variations of them. I wanted the 10 amp, although this says 9.5 amp. If you look on Amazon, it says 10 amp. So I don't know that there's a difference, but that's what I got. It has this quick release. And the lock-on button is here. So you just push that, and it comes right off. See that? I mean, really easily comes right off. And I love that feature about it. And then you can adjust this, you know, any way you want it to keep the sparks off you. But that lays in there real nice. You push the lock button, turn it, and that's on there. That's not coming off. That's nice and safe. See that? And then quick release. Look how easy that is. You can switch your discs out so fast. I really like that a lot. It also has adjustable speed control, 1 through 6. Most grinders don't have that. I really like that too, and it lights up so you can see it in the dark. If you're working out, you know, in the dark. I don't know why you would be, but if you were, you can see that really nicely. You can change the handle from left to right. And it has a lock-on switch, which I just discovered. You know, you push it on and then push it down to keep it in the on position. Or if you don't want to use that function, you just keep it pushed on like that. But I just discovered that you can keep it in the locked on position, so you're not up here fooling with it trying to keep it running, which is nice. You can get more leverage. I really like that too. Now, I do realize most, if not all, grinders have that function in one way or another, like your standard DeWalt. You just push that on, then you got to fiddle around and push that button. But I like the idea that you can just do it all in one motion without having to fool around and find your lock-on switch. Now, although this is a 5-inch, 5 by 7/8 inch, you can put a 4.5-inch wheel on here. In fact, these are, you can't really find too many of these on Amazon. You have to really look. I mean, I found some, but I really had to dig for them in there. They don't cost all that much more than the 4.5-inch flap discs. And I guess the only reason for getting the 5-inch would be that you get that a little extra reach, which I really like. It's as simple as that. So this is my second Metabo. But my first one is a 14.5 amp fast brake. They both have fast brakes on them. And I use this exclusively for cutting steel because I can put a 6-inch wheel on it and it just cuts fabulously. And now I'll have this for those really hard to reach places. But my primary is the DeWalt's. I got 5 of those for now. But look how nice a job that does, and that's with the 80 grit. I did order some 120 grit. But that does a really, really nice job. It smoothed out all those welds. Now, I don't do that for every project, but every once in a while when I have the time, I like to grind out the welds, even if they look good, because I obviously think they look a lot better with no welds at all, if you can pull it off, which now I can in a lot of places that I couldn't before. So I'm going to break out my new play toy, my new Metabo flathead 9.5 amp grinder, and do some more practice. So as a hobbyist, or what I call a backyard welder, I feel like I've discovered something just absolutely fantastically new. I grant you that most welders probably knew these things existed since they existed, but not me. I just discovered them, and I wish I'd discovered them a whole lot sooner. So I just thought I'd drop a video because I didn't know about these types of grinders. So I gotta assume a lot of other people didn't either. So they're out here. I think I gave $259 for this version. They do make one $10 cheaper though, but the rest go up from there. So that's all for now. I'll talk to you later. God bless.